More and more reports of severe weather storms sweeps North Texas.
Former President Donald Trump to be arraigned in New York following his indictment.
And TikTok again in the spotlight as NATO bans the social media platform.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Sean Smith.
And I'm Jordan Weir. Tonight, Donald Trump is in New York. He will face arraignment tomorrow before a federal grand jury that sources say include more than 30 counts related to business fraud. CNN's Mike Valerio has more on the story.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to spend Monday evening back in Trump Tower, strategizing with his legal team ahead of Tuesday's voluntary surrender and arraignment.
He's taken into custody with his Secret Service detail in tow. He will be booked, so he'll be fingerprinted. He'll get a NICID number, which is the New York State tracker that shows you've been arrested and charged with a felony.
Trump's defense team is clear on its planned response.
We will very loudly and proudly say not guilty. I very much anticipate a motion to dismiss coming because there's no law that fits this.
And once the indictment is unsealed,
The team will look at every potential issue that we will be able to challenge, and we will challenge it.
On his media platform, Truth Social, overnight, Trump continued the drumbeat of the unproven claim that the case judge, quote, hates him.
What we have to do is actually let the process play out. This is the criminal justice system in America. When it's at its best, justice is blind. That's the aspiration here.
New York City leaders say there have been no specific credible security threats so far.
While there may be some rabble-rousers thinking about coming to our city tomorrow, our message is clear and simple. Control yourselves.
Violence and destruction are not part of legitimate, lawful expression, and it will never be tolerated in our city.
ntTV will follow the story for you and bring you more information as it develops.
Dangerous weather is again sweeping across the U.S., and more severe weather is headed towards the southeast. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a tornado watch for parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida today. The threat includes brief twisters, ping-pong-sized hail, and isolated wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. This comes after a weekend full of deadly weather, with 50 tornadoes confirmed across the Midwest and South just this past Friday. In the aftermath of those storms, this weekend was deadly. At least 30 people were killed when those storms tore through the country, leaving a trail of destruction. The footage you're seeing here shows large hail falling near Dallas Sunday afternoon as a storm system came through the area, along with the hail and heavy rain, thunder, and high winds. Tornado watches were issued across North Texas, but there were no reports of any injuries from the weather. People in other parts of the country were not so fortunate. A twister hit Arkansas over the weekend, leaving at least 5 people dead. Across Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Indiana, heavy winds, tornadoes, and severe weather provided deadly. The storm system even pushed its way up into Illinois and even as far as Delaware.
With the weather being this dangerous, you need to stay alert and follow all safety precautions.
To know what weather is ahead for Denton and the surrounding areas, Chris Goodwin's here to provide it all.
Thank you, Sean. It is absolutely humid and hot out here in Denton. I have been seeing ambulance all around campus, so make sure you're staying safe out here. We're looking at 89-degree temperatures today, but it's feeling like it's in the 90s with 16 mile per hour wind speeds and a humidity of 21%. Tonight, however, it will be remaining clear and temperature will be dropping down to 77, so that's probably a better time to be out and about. But tomorrow, the temperature will be jumping up to the 83. We'll have wind speeds up to 20 miles per hour. That's all I have for your first look. Make sure you stay tuned and find out more about your weather later this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Chris. The National Weather Service has confirmed that 2 tornadoes touched down in Limestone County yesterday afternoon, which is just east of Waco. And with so much severe weather across the state and country, it's important to know the signs of incoming severe weather. North Texas has outdoor warning sirens that will activate for tornadoes and other emergency weather conditions. They are meant to warn those who are outdoors of incoming storms and to inform people to find somewhere safe to be for the time being. They shouldn't be your only warning of severe weather, but they are extremely helpful, especially during this time of year.
If you think it feels like there are more people on campus, then you're right. The growth at UNT is representing a major problem for the administration. Setting aside more on-campus housing for a bigger incoming freshman class or continuing to provide housing for upperclassmen also on campus. ntTV's Sydney Jolivet has more on this difficult situation.
Living on campus is a vital part of the college experience, but can the University of North Texas offer that to every single one of its 40,000 plus students? Christine McCarver, a UNT junior, is experiencing on-campus housing for the first time while also being a resident hall assistant at West Hall.
Living on campus has been interesting. You know, I'm enjoying meeting new people and kind of missing out on the experience I had when I came in 2020. And you know, it's really beneficial because it's really bringing me out of my shell.
An increase in freshmen on campus not only changes the population, but it also affects the students who already attend this university.
Now it seems like the university really only cares about the freshmen, and there doesn't really seem to be any plan to help mediate that, additional transportation for students that don't have cars, which is why they're choosing to live on campus, or one or two washers that are broken, so that's one or two less we can use. And now I have to sit and wait.
With the focus seeming to be solely on freshmen, students are beginning to feel the uneasiness of being an upperclassman.
I've had some sophomore friends who wanted to stay on campus their sophomore year but weren't able to. They got denied because they turned the upper-class residence halls into freshman residence halls. And I feel like that's not really fair.
Igosa, now going into his senior year, says it hurts to see the upperclassmen pushed to the side.
I feel like there's other sophomores or juniors or even seniors, in my case, that still wants to stay on campus that probably can't afford off-campus housing. All they can't afford is on-campus housing. And for them to not even have that option is really kind of sad.
Graduated senior and now resident community director for Rollins Hall, Efron Gannett, commented that the population of freshman students has grown by 24% and plans to repeat that in coming years, which makes his job a little bit harder.
Trying to help them understand that and try to help them navigate those things, I feel is a little more challenging because instead of having to meet maybe with 1 to 2 students per day, sometimes I have to meet with 10 to 12, and that I can't give every student the attention and the time that I want, and then to help them grow.
Gannett said that he has noticed a struggle for upperclassmen finding housing, but the goal remains to give freshmen a smooth transition to college life.
With the rise of freshman students, some challenges that I think we face as in housing is being able to cater for the needs of every student because they're living on their own for the first time. They're not used to being away from parents.
With UNT continuing to break its enrollment count every semester, students are starting to wonder, will this increase be better for students as a whole, or is UNT only focused on the numbers?
But UNT isn't the only school system facing growth issues. In the first school meeting of the year, Denton ISD announced a $1.4 billion bond. If approved, the package will help Denton ISD stay ahead of its rapid growth.
Our NGTV's Madison Myers has more information regarding the massive deal the school district is deciding on. Madison?
Thanks, Sean. There are 3 different propositions that the school board will vote for on May 9th. Plan A costs $1.2 billion and will replace 2 elementary schools and fund 5 more educational buildings. It would also renovate or add practice fields and playgrounds, as well as upgrade or expand security camera systems. Plan B cost $119 million and would touch every classroom in Denton ISD with things like adding interactive digital chalkboards for teachers and a new Chromebook for every student. Plan C cost $5.2 million and funds would improvements to the press box, dressing rooms, storage facilities, and parking lot lighting for the district's football stadium, C.H. Collins Athletic Complex. The district's last package bond was $750 million in 2018, but according to advisory member Amy Jones, this type of historical surplus is necessary so that they can provide for students ahead of time. Now, if you have more questions on this bond, you can visit www.dentonisd/bond2023.org. That's all I have for now. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Maddie. Coming up, more Americans calling for Congress to ban TikTok.
And check your medicine cabinet. A prominent brand of eye drops have been recalled.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
Has the weight of stress and anxiety ever felt too heavy to overcome? Wish there was a safe place to confide in? Wish granted. At UNT, we offer counseling and testing services to students located on the 3rd floor of Chestnut Hall. UNT, we're here for you.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No sofás.
This story's going to be awesome.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Ticking when it comes to TikTok. The social media app has now been banned as a platform for information on a global scale. NATO, the Information Defense Organization, banned staff members from downloading the app. NATO joins the United States, Norway, and European Parliament, along with other governmental bodies, to ban TikTok from government devices. NATO says the issue is security and worries about China's potential to compromise security information. In this country, Americans have increased their support for a ban on TikTok as well. A new survey shows more than 50% of Americans want the social app banned.
Another thing that half Americans is support for is yearly COVID vaccines. A new survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation finds that about 50% of adults would get an annual COVID vaccine if it was offered, like getting an annual flu shot. But only about a quarter of adults have gotten the updated booster shot that became available in September, and another quarter never completed the initial shots or are completely unvaccinated. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will meet on May 19th to discuss COVID-19 boosters. As the fight against COVID comes to an end, the Biden administration and the Department of Health and Human Services are actively going to take an aim at reducing the amount of cancer deaths in the country. Cancer is currently the second leading cause of death in the U.S. The new plan builds on President Biden's 2016 Cancer Moonshot Initiative. The plan's mission statement is to lower cancer deaths by 50% in the next 50 years. One part of the plan is preventing cancer with vaccines rather than fighting cancer once it has already affected you. The department will also research what cancer-causing toxins may be in our environment. It has been a big day in medical news. Tonight, a major eye drop medicine is being recalled, and more on fighting seasonal allergies, something we all face here in North Texas. Sean Smith has more on tonight's Your Health.
Thanks, Jordan. With the rise of pollen season and the severe allergies, it's no surprise that many people are seeking to buy eye drops. While eye drops help relieve eye irritation, it may cause issues in the long run. Esri Care Pharmaceutical has issued a recall due to the possible contamination of their artificial tears products, specifically batches manufactured between December 2020 and April 2022. The FDA has observed outbreak of a rare and drug-resistant bacteria that had never been reported in the U.S. until now, reporting 55 cases with symptoms including eye infections, permanent vision loss, and even death due to bloodstream infection. While Esri Care is the most commonly reported brand, different brands have been reported for this outbreak. And if you're out to go buy these eye drops due to allergies, maybe you should try these solutions instead. Robert Castillo has more on ways to minimize pollen impact on you.
particles as a yellowish powder, and it moves from plant to plant by wind and animals. Its purpose is to fertilize plants, but this can be bad news for those who live with seasonal allergies. Specialists say different pollen appears at different times in the year.
Trees are pollinating now, all right, and they'll go until about the time grass starts greening up. So grass is a May-June allergy. Tree is a March, April, May allergy. Same thing happens in the fall. Right around Labor Day, guess what happens? Weeds and now grass again.
Dr. Forehand is an allergist, and he says symptoms from pollen allergies include sneezing, runny nose, and swelling.
Our respiratory tract is lined with inflammatory cells, immune cells, and if they recognize it as foreign, as an allergy, you react. Not everybody does that.
Dr. Forehand says it's important to identify the type of pollen affecting you so you can better prepare to defend yourself against it. He says knowledge is power, so people should monitor pollen counts, take their allergy pills, use nasal sprays, and he recommends getting allergy shots.
It may not cure you, or it may not control you, but if you get any relief at all, it'll make a difference. Because people with uncontrolled allergies can't sleep at night and they can't concentrate when they go to work during the day. So they really need to do something.
Dr. Forehand says if people aren't sure which medication they need for their allergies, they should talk with a doctor about it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and not go buy eye drops and instead take my daily dose of allergy meds. But maybe we can find out what type of pollen we are having with the weather this week. Chris, what do you have for us?
Yeah, Sean, so apparently it's not just severe weather, it's also severe pollen. I have been seeing lots of pollen warnings all across all weather conditions. Thankfully, though, Denton's not the only one experiencing the high weather. It looks locally, we're seeing above like mid 70s to high 70s to 80 temperatures. We're looking at Sherman, that's at 86 over here to my west. McKinney's going to be 87, Dallas 89, Fort Worth 89, and then surprisingly, Sulphur Springs out here in the far west is going to be 83 degrees. Now looking over here to my right, we're going to see that Gramblin's at 92 and Bowie at 89. Gosh, I hope that we definitely get lower temperatures soon. Regionally, however, we are still, it's not much any different. Surprisingly, Houston's only at 83. And Abilene's going to be one of the highest at 92. Austin is experiencing 87 degrees, and then Oklahoma City up here is going to be at 85. Now, looking at your 7-day forecast, it seems that today and tomorrow will be in the high 80s, well, mid 80s. Tuesday, we're going to look at mostly sunny conditions. We're going to have a high of 83 and a low of 57. And then from Wednesday to Friday, we're going to have absolutely beautiful weather. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be from mid 60s. We're not going to have to worry about sweating a thing. But then Saturday, we're going to get some cloudy conditions with a high of 72 and a low of 54, but surprisingly only 4% rain chance. Sunday, the clouds will clear up a little bit, but not too much. We're still going to have a high of 79. And then Monday, we're coming full circle and going to have that amazing sunny weather with a high of 78 and a low of 49. That's all I have for your 7-day forecast. Thank you for watching the weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Chris. Just like DFW this week, UNT will have some surprising events coming. America's Got Talent Season's 15 winner, Brandon Leak, is coming to UNT at the UNT Lyceum on Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. Tickets are free to UNT students, $5 for student guest tickets, $10 for faculty, staff, alumni, and $15 for general public. You can purchase these tickets at UNTUnionTickets.com, so if you are into poetry and personal development, don't miss out.
And on Thursday, also at the UNT Union, this time at the Emerald Ballroom 314, UPC and the Pride Alliance will be hosting a drag show featuring student drag queen performers with special guest host RuPaul's Drag Race. This event is free and tickets are available on UNTUnionTickets.universitytickets.com. If you want to show off your pride or just listen to poetry, come to UNT this week for some fun.
Coming up next, the UNT College of Visual Arts and Design is hosting a fashion show.
Tristan has that and Seen and Heard right after this.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my friends.
No so fast.
This story's going to be awesome.
There is plenty of artistic talent being shown off at UNT this weekend. Students just can't wait to flaunt their creativity in front of their welcome friends and family. Let's take a look at what one company is hosting for students.
Art at UNT is something that a lot of students are quite passionate about. However, we aren't just talking about paintings. This week's focus is fashion. Merchandising Inc. is hosting a fashion show here at UNT. This company has provided multiple fashion shows over the years, and this year's theme is all things spring. Students will bring their A game with bright and beautiful designs that sum up what the spring season is all about.
People can expect the unexpected. It's going to be such a great show. There's going to be a musical performance that is going to be an original, a cover and an original, as well as amazing runway pieces that designers and stylists and students here at UNT have been working on all semester.
If you are interested in celebrating the hard work of your fellow students, head right over here to room 314 at the UNT Union, also known as the Emerald Ballroom, this Saturday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets will be $8 at the door, and back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Tristan. I'll be sure to keep my wardrobe on A game.
Well, Jordan, speaking of games, did you know in the animal world, grasshoppers don't watch baseball? They watch cricket.
Oh, wow. That is wonderful, Sean. But I'd like to know what's going on in the human realm.
Well, luckily for you, our top baller and top tier human, Amanda Bellini, is here, and she can definitely give us the rundown. Amanda.
That was a good one, Sean. Rangers fans are over the moon, and UNT fans have some new worries. More when I come back. The Mean Green sealed the deal last Thursday in their biggest win against UAB to win their first ever NIT championship. The 68-61 victory over the Blazers was the best way to cap off what was a historic season for the Mean Green. Tyler Perry put on a show, scoring 20-plus points for the fourth time in the tournament, and he was also named the tournament's most outstanding player. Kai Huntsbury led the team in points with 21, as well as 6 rebounds and 2 assists. UNT ended their season with a record of 31-7 and managed to win a championship in 4 consecutive seasons, starting with the regular season championship in 2019 and ending with the NIT championship in 2023. Following the win over the Blazers, the Mean Green packed up and headed back for Denton. All of the Mean Green, that is, except for Grant McCasland. News broke Thursday after the game and was confirmed Friday that he had taken the head coaching position at Texas Tech. He takes over for Mark Adams, who had been suspended for racially insensitive comments made earlier this year. McCaslin spent 6 years at the helm of the North Texas program, going 211 and 89 in that span. He was named Conference USA's Coach of the Year in 2020, and he led this team to their first ever NCAA tournament victory against Purdue in 2021. He led the basketball program to 3 straight conference titles. He also coached the #1 scoring defense while leading this program, and the Raiders finished right at 500, going 16-16 and losing to West Virginia in the Big 12 tournament. We wish McCaslin the best as he moves into Power 5 basketball. In the wake of former head coach Grant McCaslin's leaving, taking the job at Tech, the Mean Green have officially announced associate head coach Ross Hodge as their head coach moving forward. UNT's athletic director Jared Mosley said Ross has been an integral part of the culture and identity of this team the past 6 years. He joined the coaching staff in 2017 with Grant McCaslin, and he was the 2022 Texas Association of Basketball Coaches named him D1 Assistant Coach of the Year as he turned UNT into one of the top defensive teams in the country. The Rangers swept the reigning National League champions this weekend, scoring more than 11 runs a game for the first 2 games and holding the Phillies to just 1 run on Sunday. Rangers fans see hope on the horizon as the pitching is looking a lot better than last season and the Rangers hitters are coming out swinging. The Rangers begin their second series of the year tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch is at 7:05. That's all I have for sports. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Amanda. The Rangers aren't the only North Texas organization giving people hope this week. The Denton Animal Shelter is helping out pet parents by giving out free pet food for owners in need. Our reporter, Olivia Thompson, has more. Olivia?
Thanks, Jordan. I'm here at the Linda McNatt Animal Care and Adoption Shelter where over the course of a year, 8,000 animals have been fed right here in our Denton community. This initiative first began back when the COVID-19 pandemic was on the rise. People would come to the shelter and ask for food, and since that amount of families or pet owners has persisted, so has the assistance. If you or someone you know is in need of pet food, simply call to make an appointment or visit the front desk and someone from the staff will assist you. The bulk of donated food is from the Denton Animal Support Foundation, which created the pantry as well. And they have a new addition this week, which is another shelter to house all the food that your furry friends may need during your time of need. Now, as of 2023, 600 pets have already been helped. So it's great to know that we're a part of a community that supports its people, but pets too. That's all for me here at the shelter, so back to you both at the desk.
Well, thank you, Olivia, and thank you for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here at North Texas Television.